Okay, these notes are fairly short. Let me see if that did not work. Okay, hang on just a second. Okay, these notes are fairly short. I'm just going to do percent composition in this little section, okay? So percent composition is a percent by mass of each element in a compound. Here's the formula for it. You're probably going to want to write that down just so you have it in your notes if you need to remind yourself. But you're basically just going to take the mass of each element divided by the total mass of the compound. When I say mass, it's the molar mass. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to remind you what that is. And then times 100 just to make it a percent. Okay? So first example is we're going to start out with Cu2S. I'm going to take you through the slideshow of them doing it, and then I'm going to work one for you too in real time. So when they say the total mass, so this is just using that formula on the previous slide, but this number right here, this bottom number, they got it by calculating the molar mass of this whole formula. So that's 2 coppers, and then copper's molar mass is 63.546. It's the decimal on your periodic table that we've used before. And there's times 2 because there's 2 of them, and then 1 sulfur at 32.066. Okay, they added that together and got this number here. And then this top number is just the coppers. So it was just the 2 coppers, the 63 whatever times 2. Okay, remember these numbers that I'm using for here are the decimals on your periodic table. It's the molar masses. Okay, and then times 100. So 79.852% of this is copper. All right, now you're going to keep using this bottom number over and over and over for these, or for each formula. So we're going to use it again for the bottom here, but this time we're just going to take the molar mass of sulfur. There's only one of them, so it's 32.07. That's the exact number on your periodic table. Molar mass of sulfur, sorry. And then you multiply it by 100 to see that there are 20.15% sulfur. When you get done with these, it should add up pretty close to 100. I mean, there's some estimation here, so if it's 99.9 or whatever, that's fine, but it should be pretty close to 100. All right, I'm going to work one in real time. To make sure that you're good. So I'm going to do this one for you. Plus I wanted to show you one with more than 2 in it. And if you have parentheses, what to do about that. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is calculate the molar mass. All right. So I have iron, Fe. Iron's molar mass is 55.847. This is coming off the periodic table. It's the decimal underneath the Fe symbol. Okay. Now there's 2 of them. So I'm going to multiply it by 2. See? 2. All right. Remember, this distributes in when you're doing parentheses. So I actually have 3 sulfurs, not 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So sulfur's molar mass is 32.066. And I have 3 of them. I just explained why, because this guy distributes in. All right. And then lastly, I have oxygen. 3 times 4 is 12. So I have 12 total oxygens. So oxygen is 15.999, and there are 12 of them. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my calculator. Give me just a second because I'm doing this right here, right now. So 55.847 times 2. Okay. And I would write out these numbers individually because you're going to use them again in a minute. So 111.694. That's just iron. Okay. I'm going to leave myself some room here. 32.066 times 3. All right. This one is going to be 96.198. And then now I'm going to do this one, 12 times 15.999. All right, 191.988. Okay, these are the individual. So this is iron, sulfur, oxygen. Remember, you take the individual one and divide it by the total. So to get the total, I'm going to go ahead and put my divide sign here. you need to add these three together. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, I'm going to add them. So I'm going to start down here because it's still in my calculator. 191.988 plus 96. I'm doing this one now. 198 plus this one, 111.694. Okay, so my total, when I added all this up, is 399.88. Okay, all of them have to be divided by that number. So I'm going to go ahead and put it at the bottom of each one of them because I'm figuring percents here. So you have to divide them all by the total. Okay. All right, so just start with this first one, 111.694 divided by 399.88. Okay, move the decimal. It actually, in my calculator, it's coming out 0.2793, but I know I got to move that calculator. Either multiply by 100 or move your decimal, either or. I just moved my decimal, so it's going to be roughly 29.93%. And I'm fine with you just rounding to 2 decimal places since we have so many sig figs, okay? All right, now for this one, 96.198 divided by our total again. Okay, so this one is going to be 24.06%. And the last one, 191.988 divided by 399.88. All right, 48.01%. Now, if I add these three together, it comes very close to 100, and it should. Okay, so this was for Fe, this was for sulfur, and this was for oxygen. So that's how you break them down. Take a formula and break it down into percents like this. All right.